Hi everyone, Sajid Amit here. So YouTube says that I'm live. So this is going to be a live review of this really interesting product. It's the SMSL. There's a very strong and powerful light shining on its shiny back. But now you can see this. It's SMSL DS20 USB DAC and headphone amplifier. It is such a beautiful device. It's so well built. It's so well constructed, and it's got this open back or glass see-through case, so you can see the circuitry, and it's just stunning. So this, by the way, says 2R2, not R2R, and plethora of options, as you can see. So guys, this is going to be a review of this very nifty headphone amplifier and DAC, which you can use not just with your IMs, but you can also use this with your headphones. So that's what's very cool about this. And yeah, it's very portable. It affixes to your phone using a magnetic system. And overall, it's perhaps one of the best things that I've tried recently from SMSL, which is a very respectable company, because SMSL gives you amazing bang for the buck with almost everything that they produce, whether it's their DACs. And as a matter of fact, I tend to prefer SMSL DACs over topping DACs almost always. So to jump right into the review, so it's portable in the sense that it's battery powered and can fit in your bag. But as is pretty evident, it's built like a tank. This is not a dongle replacement. It's a serious piece of kit. It's designed for people who are looking for something between a desktop level performance, but they want to get it on the move. So this is very close to high-end desktop performance. And I mean, the specs speak for themselves. Like, SMSL has gone all out. This has 4 Cirrus Logic CS4-3131 DAC chips, a fully balanced amplifier stage, a massive 6,000 mAh battery, and this has compatibility that stretches even to gaming consoles. So they have given you all of this in this very solid block of aluminum. So this review is going to be broken down into discussion of key specs and features, usability, and real world handling. And we'll talk a bit about aesthetics of build quality, and of course I'll talk about sound. So let's get right into it. In terms of specs and features, guys, like I said, 4 Cirrus Logic CS43131 DAC chips, 2 per channel, running in parallel, which improves the dynamic range, which reduces distortion, and this also gives you decoding power up to PCM 32-bit 768 kilohertz and native DSD 256. Serious capability, if you ask me, for something you can hold in one hand. The amp section is fully balanced, and it's built on what SMSL calls a precision linear feedback circuit. The idea here is to keep crosstalk extremely low, maintain clean channel separation, and deliver more output power with less noise. Speaking of power, at 32 ohms, you're getting 500 milliwatts, which is amazing. A lot of planar magnetic headphones are, and even dynamic drivers are 32 ohms. 500 milliwatts is a lot of power. When you go up in terms of impedance, let's say if you go up to 300 ohms, you're still getting 120 milliwatts per channel, which to my mind is something that you can use comfortably to drive your Sennheiser headphones, whether it is your Sennheiser HD6XX, HD600, HD800S, whatever. Noise floor is practically not there. It's 126 decibels, and the signal to noise ratio is 1 to 6 decibels. Battery, like I said, is handled by a 6,000 mAh cell. So in practice, you're looking at more than 8 hours on balanced output with moderate volume. It charges via USB-C, supporting 5 volts, 9 volts, and 12-volt fast charging. And here's a fun twist. It has dual USB modes. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this. So USB 1.1 works with PS5 and Nintendo Switch without an adapter. USB 2.0 gives you all the high-res playback options on PC, Mac, and mobile. Okay, on the usability front, the DS20 feels more like a transportable setup than a casual pocket DAC. It's 275 grams, but since you can see I'm holding it up without any discomfort, it's not very heavy. And you can put it in your pocket. The power output, like I said, is honestly very impressive. I threw everything at it, from planar magnetic headphones to IMs, and no hiss with sensitive IMs. It's driven every planar magnetic headphone I've thrown at it, including the BIS AB12665TC. It struggled with Susvara, but you're not going to drive a Susvara with this. The volume control can be handled either on the DS20 or directly from your phone or computer, which I recommend because the volume rocker is fine. But I do perceive that a lot of people will enjoy, controlling the volume with their phone or their computer. There's one little quirk, and that is that the LED lights are very bright. Um, this is not charged yet because I was just listening to it, but this gives you a sense of how bright LED lights are, right? But nothing you can't fix. You can get some of stuff from Amazon to sort of dim the lights by putting a cover on it. So a thin sheet of polarized film will work, over this window, and it also can make it look more refined. And for my gamer friends, the fact that you can hook this up to a PS5 or Switch directly with no adapters, no nonsense, should be a great bonus. Overall, this isn't something you just slip in your jeans and for a coffee run. It's something you keep in your bag next to your laptop, and knowing you can drive anything with it. So the build quality is pretty evident. It's one of the best I've seen from dongle DACs or transportable DACs of this sort of variety. This price point is ridiculously affordable, I think, for what you get. I mean, I think so because the sound here is amazing, but I'll come to sound. There's a magnetic shielding inside which protects the circuitry from electromagnetic interference, and that really helps keep the noise floor really low. Design is, of course, very minimalistic. No flashy RGB, which I like. The fact that there's no flashy RGB, I like. Just a clean, functional, understated piece of audio gear. No fans, no vents, yet it stays cool after hours of use, and it feels like a mini desktop amp. Honestly, this is just amazing in terms of aesthetics and construction. Let's talk about sound because that's probably what you came here for. Overall, guys, I would describe it as a warmish neutral sound. The tonal balance is largely clean and detailed and very detailed, but there's a slight warmth that adds body to instruments and smoothness to vocals. It's not syrupy, so it's not sluggish, and it's definitely not dead flat neutral. For many listeners, this will be an appealing balance. It's technical enough to reveal resolution and detail, but smooth enough to avoid fatigue. For me personally, I tend to not prefer absolute neutrality in DACs and amps. This was really up my alley. So I honestly think SMSL hit the home run when it came to tuning this because this is extremely well tuned. The the sound stage, I'm sorry, is one of the standout features here because, like a lot of other users have reported, the soundstage is insane. Like, I don't know how they're doing this, but the soundstage is wide, it's open, it's got real depth. Imaging is precise, instruments are very well separated in the mix. There's an ease with which instruments are presented, music is presented, space is presented, nothing feels congested ever. The soundstage itself will make you forget higher end DAC and amps because it's really, really that addictive. Another thing worth noting about this product is that it gives you excellent, exceptional dynamics. Dynamics are strong. It handles transients with so much ease. There's a punch, a sense of slam without getting edgy. Like even when I was driving the AB1266, the planar magnetic headphone, it was very punchy, very visceral, very guttural in its bass. Overall, I have also played the Sennheiser headphones with this dynamic driver high impedance, and there was this beautiful tonal density and great micro detail, right? I honestly felt that the Sennheiser 600 and 650 were sounding a little more detailed than I tend to hear them on most dongle DACs, at least. I mean, background noise is dead quiet. The combination of low noise and great channel separation is pretty evident. So, I mean, I just don't know how else to sell this to you because honestly, I would sell this to you because if I was SMSL, like, I don't even think SMSL is doing a good enough job of marketing this because I mean, I've heard, I've played around with their, desktop based DAC and amps, and they're okay. They're nothing to write home about, right? SMSL, has nice DACs. My friend Golden Sun has reviewed a bunch. SMSL has nice amps. They tend to be much better than Topping in terms of the fact that the Topping DACs and amps tend to be a bit soulless in their presentation. The Topping DACs and amps also tend to look like a calculator with very poor aesthetics display, very tasteless, I think. SMSL, on the other hand, is just crazy. But I do want to say that the newer topping stuff is much better. As a matter of fact, the more recent topping releases are, electronics I would love to get in and review because they look beautiful. And I've also heard that they have a little more body and sound and not as soulless as it used to be. However, I do want to say that this is a home run for SMSL. It is fabulous. It is fantastic. It is arguably the best SMSL product out there. And the price point is super affordable, I think. Of course, it's not super affordable, but it could have gotten far more expensive. It's $190, which is, you get dongles that are worth twice as much. This beats any dongle out there. So I do recommend it without a slightest hesitation, guys. I can't see a situation in which this doesn't work for someone. Of course, if you need more power, that could be a reason why this doesn't work for someone. The volume rocker is not the most granular. The LED lights can annoy you, but of course, like I said, you can get a polarized film, a cover, and just take care of the LED lights if they're too bright for you. You can go on a run with this. Yeah, but these are very minor nitpicks. This is one of the best audio products of 2025 within the budget of $200, I think. This could be endgame for a lot of you guys. So anyway, so that's basically what I wanted to say about the SMSL DS20. It is a fabulous product. So a big shout out to SMSL, a big shout out to APOS who carries this. I'm going to leave a link to the APOS Audio website so you can visit APOS Audio, send them some love because they're awesome to work with, and buy it because I don't think you'll regret it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.